faded, but the mission stayed. Through the storms, we still made our way. No corporate backing, no fame, no show, just heart and hustle and the will to grow. Be part of the call. Lift your voice and join the flame. 40 years we built this hope. Our story, our name. Sponsors, partners, family, friends, let's rise again. Together we'll stand. Helen Media, we tell your truth, covering our community since '85. Be part of the growth. Be part of the growth. From Chicago streets to every coast, we gave our people what mattered most. Voices unheard, stories untold. We turned pain in.
Hello everybody. Once again, this is Fred Wanko coming to you from our studios in Chicago with another edition of Bold Talk on LNTV. And as usual, I like to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, depending on where you are around the world. Folks, 4 weeks ago, Donald Trump sent out the tweet that shocked the world, shocked Africa, and left Nigerians dumbfounded. Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration has now recovered from that shock. But Nigerians need to be thankful. The reason is, us Nigerians who live in America, I could categorically say that 90% of Nigerians who live in America, at best, are suspicious of Donald Trump's intentions in America. As I speak with you right now, I am still not a Donald Trump fan based on his policies in America. But I've heard something repeated so many times, that Donald Trump was divinely put in the place he is today to make certain changes about certain things that have been going on in the world from a religious standpoint. It sounds weird because looking at Donald Trump's past, you don't see where he has the moral temerity to be the one in that position. But we all know the Bible. Christians know the Bible. And we've seen a lot of very strange bedfellows in the Bible. And it is on that premise that I look at the Donald Trump intervention in Nigeria and take it with mixed emotions. But what you see going on in Nigeria today is not a coincidence. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for the first time since he stole the presidency of Nigeria, has his foot on the fire, and he better react according to how America and Donald Trump are telling him, or he will not make it to 2027. Am I proud to say that a foreign entity is having that kind of influence in Nigeria? Hell no, I'm not. Nigeria is a sovereign country, and decisions in Nigeria should be run by Nigerians. But Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not get to power the right way. He stole it. He stole it, came in, and is doing a lot of things that is going to put an end to Nigeria the way we know it if somebody doesn't intervene. And the person who could intervene on behalf of Nigeria is the United States at this time, and I welcome it. With that said, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's appointed of General Christopher Musa as the chief of staff. or Chief of Army Defense is not a coincidence. It's not by choice. Somebody made him do that, because the same person who just got appointed to be the one to lead the fight against Boko Haram and ISWAP is the same person that was not good enough for Bola Ahmed Tinubu controlled cabal just a few months ago when they removed him as Chief of Staff of the Army. Now he's Chief of Staff of the entire military. Isn't there something fishy about that? The guy's record is impeccable. The story I want to tell you today is a story Nigerians should rejoice about, but I want to tell them with sound bites of evidence, step by step. Listen to this first one.
In a decisive move to fortify Nigeria's security framework, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has announced a major reshuffle amongst the nation's service chiefs. General Olufemi Oloyede has been appointed the new Chief of Defense Staff, succeeding General Christopher Musa. The new Chief of Army Staff is Major General W. Shaibu, while Air Vice Marshal S.K. Aneke now heads the Air Force. Rear Admiral Ayabas takes over as Chief of Naval Staff. Major General E.A.P. Odiyedeye continues in his role as Chief of Defense Intelligence.
So that's a good time for you to ask yourself, what changed? Why did Bola Ahmed Tinubu all of a sudden find General Christopher Musa worthy of being not just Chief of Staff of the Army, but Nigerian Chief of Defense, a position he was always qualified to be in? But all through the last 2.5 years, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was more interested in appeasing his tribesmen and the cabal that sent him to work to turn Nigeria into an Islamic state. But Igbos will say, Taobo, I welcome President Bola Ahmed Tinubu into the fold of Nigerians who want to solve problems in Nigeria. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu decides starting today to focus on objectively solving Nigeria's problems, it's not too late. If he succeeds, we all succeed. But let's not take away something from what's going on from an American standpoint. Radical Islam is a major problem for the world, not just for Nigeria. America and other world powers cannot sit back and have radical Islam take a hold in Nigeria. Nigeria is a secular state. As a secular state, they cannot be practicing Sharia law in any section of the country. And America and the rest of the powers that be in the world want Sharia system dismantled completely in Nigeria. There are no two ways about it. Donald Trump, as crazy as he may be in some of the things he does, this is not a Donald Trump-driven agenda, even though he supports it and puts his stamp on it. This is an American interest policy-making, best thing for America, interest-driven policy that they are pursuing in Nigeria. Donald Trump, for a change, is listening to people who know and following their advice on how to deal with Nigeria. That's what's going on here. This Sharia thing is dead in Nigeria. And this business as usual thing is dead. Listen to Akpabio here, and it will tell you how scared and nervous Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his cronies are about what's going on. Listen to Akpabio.
If we come here and we do politics, politics of, oh, bow and go. This is not a period we should say bow and go. Even Donald Trump is on our neck. We have not yet asked him what his response will be to Donald Trump, the President of America. He is not just anybody. Chief of Defense Staff, a nominee for a Minister of Defense of a country, and you stand up and say you should take a bow and go, with so many questions on the mouth of Nigerians, with over 200 Nigerian children in the bush, kidnapped and being tortured. His appointment is heralded all over Nigeria with happiness, because Nigerians believe he has something to offer. Give the man an opportunity to give Nigerians hope.
Now, the best way to address this episode is to really tell the world who General Christopher Musa is. And the best way to tell the world who General Christopher Musa is by playing you the full 10 minutes of VDM, Very Dark Man's video, where he reacted to Bola Ahmed Tinubu appointing General Christopher Musa to become the Chief of Defense to head the fight against terrorism in Nigeria. This is very telling. Listening to the next 10 minutes tells you who General Musa is and how lucky Nigeria is to have General Musa. But it also tells you that regardless of the stupidity America gets into sometimes, American intelligence service is pinpoint. They knew what happened when General Musa was removed as Army Chief of Staff. They knew who is qualified to be the Chief of Staff of Defense, Chief of Defense in Nigeria, and they insisted that Bola Ahmed Tinubu must put the right man to lead this fight against terrorism. Listen to VDM.
All right, so by now I'm pretty sure you all have seen the news that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu have nominated the former Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, for the position of Minister of Defense. And this is because the seat of the Minister of Defense is currently vacant because the Minister of Defense had resigned. Badaru, in the name of Badaru Abubakar. So he resigned about 2-3 days ago. So President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is saying that they should bring back the Chief of Defense Staff who they sacked before. They just removed him out of office mysteriously. Nobody knew why they removed him. So now President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is bringing him back. And when I saw the news, I laughed. You know why I laughed? Because to be very, very honest, sometimes politics don't make these people see the truth and don't make these people see people that are capable. Now let me tell you something about Christopher Musa, right? On the 14th of June 2025, an attack happened in Yelwata where some headsmen buried over 200 persons in their homes in Yelwata, Benue State. They even set them ablaze. They burned them with fire. On the 14th/15 was when this thing happened. So on the 15th morning, when I heard the news early in the morning, I went to Yelwata. When I got to Yelwata, because I noticed that our media were not going there to go and cover it. The attack happened on the 13th. So I went there on the 15th morning. So when I got there, I went to the scene. It was horrible. I covered the whole scene. I made a video of it, went to different rooms. If you go back to the video, even though for some reason, Instagram, Facebook, all over social media, it has been deleted. I'm sure it will be on Twitter. Anyway, so I took a video. Some people will say fire don't burn. They burn children inside their house. You know, they light their fire everywhere. They bite people like animal. So when I posted it online, it raised a lot of awareness, right? In less than 3 hours, I had over 50,000 comments on that post, right? So it went so viral. The government were forced to put attention on Benue State, and they started going to Benue State. The police were there, army were there. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said he was going to come. The whole attention was on Benue State. So after that, on the 17th, the Chief of Defense Staff he appeared on Channels TV, and then he was asked some questions. The response he gave, I was not pleased with that. And as a result of that, I was so angry because I was traumatized. I went to Benue State, I saw the thing firsthand, and I started thinking that, God, shey this kind of thing happen to us. So when he said that thing on channels, me, I blast him. I no go lie, I blast the man. So this was the day, this was on the 17th of June. I said, the speech from the CDS, General Christopher Musa, on Channels News about what might be the cause of the Benue massacre by herdsmen just unlock another fear in me. At this point, to the great people of Nigeria, may our ancestors be with us. So when I posted this, on the 19th, around 10, they just told me that army were looking for me. I said, army, okay? They said, yes. I panicked. That's which while I'll go with army. I can't remember, say, I don't blast Christopher Musa. I say, wow. Anyways, I just said, no, wahala, let's go. Because two things came into my head. If they won't buy me, they don't buy me, since they already know where I did, and they don't know how to track me. So let's go. I didn't know who was looking for me. They just say army was looking for me. Next thing, I enter moto. They drove me. Boom. We got to Asokoro. When we got to Asokoro, we entered into the military base. When we got into the military base, they just drove us. Bam! When they opened the door, guess who I saw? Christopher Musa. When I saw him, I see the person when I blast online. And they looked the man like this. This was on the 19th. Stroke. This was at around maybe 11:30-ish. No, 10:30-ish. Then when we entered, he now told everybody to go outside, that they should leave the both of us to sit down. Then we sat down. Then he looked at me. He said, very dark man. I said, sir. He said, I know you. I said, yes, nice to meet you, sir. He said, do you know why I brought you here? I said, no, sir. He said, I need your help. Nah. I was looking at the man like, what? He said, I need your help. I said, sir, help on what? He said, you need to tell me everything that you noticed when you went to Yelwata. You were the first person with a camera that went there. People didn't go there. People were scared to go there. So you should tell me everything you noticed that day when you got to Yelwata, and what you think and the information that you might have gathered after the whole Yelwata thing. Coincidentally, before I came to Christopher Musa, I was in contact with some people that I believe were part of, or not really part of, the people that know the history of what is happening between the Fulanis in Benue. As a matter of fact, I was already talking to some Fulani. As a matter of fact, we had arranged a meeting with them, myself, to go into the bush. I was going to go into the bush to go and meet them, right? So I told him, I said, sir, because you asked, this is what I found out. These are videos. Because the Fulanis, they also sent me videos. They sent me a lot of videos about how they don't take by them. I can't tell them, say, even when I said videos there everywhere, how far? What is really going on? Like, when does this stop? The people of Benue have gone through attacks severally. At what point? This attack has been repeated on the people of Benue. At what point does this stop? Do you need me to come and ask your guy what is happening? Is he willing to speak? They said he's willing to speak. He told me. I said, okay, no problem. I'm going to come. Give me a location. He said they can't give me a location like that. But when I'm ready, they'll tell me how to come. Now, guess why these people spoke to me? They told me one thing. They said, you very dark man, we talk to you because you don't collect money. That was when I knew that integrity had brought me far. They said they were willing to speak to me because I don't collect money. Basically, these people observe. They have seen that very dark man does not do adverts, he does not do promotions and all that, he does not collect money, right? So they were talking to me, sending me videos. I can't post those videos here, but I have them on my phone. But I can't post those. They sent me different videos of their cows that were buyed. I have a particular video where one of them was giving fuel to drink. A lot of them were burned. Different. He was just sending me a lot of videos. Then me said, on the other hand, I was sending him to that. When I said don't buy a lot of people, so where do we go from here? So I tabled everything to the then chief of defense staff, Christopher Musa. When he saw everything, he just said, okay, thank you very much. We'll take it up from here. Please, whatever information you have, you should let me know. This is a picture for those of you who are going to see now talk. Then we took this picture that day, as you can see, on the 20th of June 2025. That's when we took this picture. Other people for carry and go post online. Imagine when they know, say, I need the chief of defense staff for a house. This is when you are finding out, right? Because it was classified. But now I feel they need to say it because now I see. Because the reason why I'm talking now, when they said they had removed him as the chief of defense staff, I just shook my head. You know why I shook my head? Because that man is a man that was looking for solution. For that man to call very dark man to come to his house and look at me in my eyes. This is the chief of defense staff, bro. He looked at me in my eyes and told me that I need your help. That is somebody that is not ashamed to get information from anywhere. There's no pride whatsoever. Anything that will make him help the country is in for it. This is somebody that wants the country to move forward. So if he can come down to come and ask very dark man, that is above very dark man, is way above my level, right? If he can come down to say, okay, yes, this man can literally say, boys should go and catch me and buy me. This soldier wants me, buy me. But he called me. He humbled himself to say, I need your help. Meaning that this man can go anywhere to ask for information to make sure he correct the security of the country. So the day that I saw that they removed Christopher Musa, I just shook my head. I don't talk, but since that day, I don't make any comment. I didn't say one thing till today when I talk. And the only reason why I'm talking today is because I have heard that they've nominated him for the chief of, they have nominated him for the Minister of Defense. To be very, very honest, me, I'm not a politician, but you see that single act from Christopher Musa to call me to his house, to ask me questions and what I know, and start telling me that anything I get from now on, please, I should send it to him, I should alert him, that I should alert the military, and I should alert him that anything he will let me know. I know how many things I've called him for after then. I'll say, Ogasa, the whole thing that happened in Edo State, it was him I called. I said, Oga, they demolished this place, Army. I sent it to him. Did I mention that online? No. So if they're nominating him, I just hope he gets the position. I just hope so. But if he doesn't, mashallah. But I just hope, because that man is really passionate about the country. And it's not even about clouds. Because waiting, the man won't cloud for him. You know, waiting. You never saw this picture online if I didn't show you today. Anyways, I just hope he's been given the position as the Minister of Defense.
As the wheels in Nigeria keep on turning, ladies and gentlemen, once again, good night and God bless.
From beaten pieces, a story began. One man with a vision, one heart with a plan. Ink-stained fingers, sleepless nights. Truth on the page, our people's life. Headlines faded, but the mission stayed. Through the storms, we still made our way. No corporate backing, no fame, no show. Just heart and hustle, and the will to grow. Be part of the call. Lift your voice and join the flame. 40 years we built this hope. Our story, our name. Sponsors, partners, family, friends. Let's rise again. Together we'll stand. Hallelujah, we tell your truth.
Welcome to Bright Star Care Airbnb, located at plot 2526 Victor 104 Crescent, Aja. We are fully furnished rooms, 24 hours power supply, 24 hours internet, secured environment, smart door keys for your safety, and of course, spacious parking space. You are free to call for reservations. You can contact 090-330-72596. We are the go-to place for your long stay or short stay. Bright Star Care Airbnb Homes.